That's a good looking fire, ain't it? Can I share this? Like, live anywhere? Of course I can't. I'd like to share this on my page, but apparently I fucking can't do that. My cup is stuck to the table. Okay. Get this fire going. It is cold in the south. It's been cold down here. I forgot ice and all kind of crazy shit going on. I thought we'd have the fire as a backdrop, plus it's really fucking warm, and it's not so warm in my room, even though it's right there. So, let's see. Hello, Nurse Misty. Good looking fire, yeah. That's a whole vibe. Yes, it is. Hey, Tennessee, I'm not too far from you. How y'all doing today? I just thought I would go live because I haven't in quite a while because I've been extremely busy. One thing I wanted to discuss tonight is Sunday, this Sunday, the 6th, is the first class in my Ancestral Veneration course. Teaching y'all about ancestors, how to work with them, how to elevate them, and do all of this and that. So if y'all have not seen or haven't heard of the course yet, the first class is Sunday. Go over to the website, primitiverootsconjure.com, and get signed up for the Ancestral Divination course, which I'm very excited about. The only thing, I have never used Zoom, like ever. This will be my first thing on Zoom, so I'm a little nervous about that, but I think I'll get the hang of it. Oh, let's see. I don't know if I can shut that door yet. Okay, turn that blower on low until it gets a little warmer. I heat my house with this. Already in classes? Awesome, awesome. I think I have, for the first class, I have 8 of you signed up so far, I think. I think the max I can do on Zoom for free is like 15. So I got room for like 8 more or 7 more people in the class. So yeah, it's exciting, and I'm also kind of nervous. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know I don't lie. Like, I've been working really hard on it. Working really hard on this class. So okay. Does anybody have questions yet? See, I thought I'd duck with the fire. Well, y'all had your questions going, and then I come back and there's no questions yet. So, does anybody have any questions? Should it be great? I know the information will be great, but the schematics of using Zoom for the first time, it's going to be like a learning curve. So y'all are going to have to bear with me when you first log into the classroom. Like, I'm going to have to figure some shit out because I've literally never used it before. Yeah, I haven't been live in forever. For horrific. I thought that said horrific. I was like, yeah, I've been really massively busy. So I've been working on these classes. Of course, I got, services, clients, readings, all kinds of crap I do every single day, plus life stuff. So really busy. What are Kurt's? Yeah, this isn't readings. Arab royalty. This isn't readings. This is questions like about folk magic, witchcraft, conjure, all that sorts of stuff. Not free live readings. I don't do that. Hundreds of people on TikTok do that. I'm not one of them. Go find one of those people unless you have witchcraft questions. So who's going to get the ball rolling? Those some questions. Leave spider webs all over the outside of my house because of your guy. Awesome. I'm telling you, they're protection. I'm telling you. Yeah, TikTok is so funny. I don't know. I see so much drama on this app, and I'm just like, I'm not fucking here for it. I am not here for it. I see everybody fighting with this one. Somebody's throwing at that one. Someone's casting a spell on this one. Someone did a hex on that one. And it's like, you all go have fun. Go be great in your lavender, and I'll stay over here and do my thing. People are funny. I've been a busy person. Do I even want to talk about that? I don't know if I want to talk about that. I did a big thing. I did a big thing Monday, and really what I was waiting for was good weather to do this thing, because it's been cold down here, and it was rainy every day, and I'm like, I was waiting for an opportune evening to go do this thing, and it just so happened that Monday was a fairly warm evening, and it wasn't raining, and I said, let me go do this thing, and it turned out that it was a new moon, a dark moon, it was symbolic, and what else? Oh, there was some crazy vortex thing in the sky like 20 miles away from me, like this crazy swirly vortex thing in the sky, which they say was fuel gases from some satellite that launched or some crazy shit, but it looked like a giant swirly vortex thing in the sky. And I was like, now how? I couldn't have planned that better if I fucking tried to plan that. But like, what are the odds? And I'm not a big believer in coincidences at all. But just, everything lined up on Monday, and I had no idea. It was all those things Monday night when I went and did this big thing. I don't think I can talk about it, though. I don't think I can say publicly what the big thing was I did. Recently found out Scottish and Irish from the mountains of Virginia. Should I practice? Should you practice folkmagic? I mean, there's tons of people that are Scottish and Irish from the mountains. Should you practice is, entirely up to you. If you obviously feel like you have an interest in it and a calling for it and you're being drawn to it, obviously, or you wouldn't be here asking about it. So, I mean, why not? Why not? It's a good way to honor your ancestors. You will find that out in the class on Sunday. Actually, I know I'm trying to do this class so all people of all backgrounds, of all ethnicities, of all faiths, of whatever you believe, can take part in this class, and it will pertain to each and every person, no matter what their background is, where they come from, what they believe in, anything like that. I've done a lot of work structuring this class, so I've started it off. It's going to start off as very beginner, very basic. The first class is just going to be like who are ancestors, who aren't ancestors, and everything that pertains to who they are, their impact on your life, and why they are important. That's basically going to be the first class. I could go on for hours and hours and hours about ancestors, but unfortunately Zoom only gives me like 45 minutes, so each class is 45 minutes. There'll be 7 classes in total, and each class will go progressively further into how to venerate ancestors, how to set up an altar, how to elevate them, it's going to progressively go into that, but the first classes are starting out very basic on who and what ancestors are and what they are not. Let me check this temperature quick. It's cold down here, man. Like 2 hours north of me, they had ice everywhere. I'm glad we didn't get the ice, but it was cold for the south, y'all. It's really fucking cold. I didn't know if there was any beginner tips. So you will learn absolutely pretty much everything there is to learn about ancestors in the course as it continues on, as each class progresses. It's kind of my forte. Anybody who knows me knows I've been around forever. I've been on TikTok forever, but I've been in the community for a long time, and everybody knows that ancestors is my deal. That's my forte. It's kind of what I specialize in. I'm initiated in the Bakinda cult of the ancestors and of the dead, so it's kind of my deal. And everybody's been bugging me to do classes for a long time, and I'm like, I had no idea what I would do a class on, and I was like, fucking ancestors, because I believe that is the most important thing that anybody walking a spiritual path could learn and strengthen is ancestors. Because not only is it that, but it's stepping into your own power by learning about ancestors and strengthening ancestors, because they are our foundation. So obviously it was a no-brainer when I thought about it. I was like, oh, I'll do a class on ancestors, duh. So you won't catch me doing classes on like, I was thinking about possibly doing an herbology class. That would take a lot of work though. Like a lot of work to set up an herbology class. But you won't catch me teaching classes on spell work or, any of this other stuff. But ancestors I can do, herbs I can do. Another thing about when people are on here teaching stuff, you don't give away your own shit. Like, that's a no-no. You don't tell people how you do things or how you use things. If you show a spell on video or something or in pictures, you either hide a lot of it or you use ingredients that you wouldn't normally use for something like that. So you're not giving your things away. Which is why I would never do a class on ancestor or how to do spell work or witchcraft or anything. Hello, Reiki with Divina. How are you tonight? I feel like all legit knowledgeable people like you are silenced on here. I haven't been silenced yet. I'm not on fucking wood. I haven't been silenced on here yet. I do have a lot of haters on here, though. I'll tell you what, I have blocked because I don't do the drama. So, I see somebody hating, they just automatically get a block because I don't have time for it. I don't deal with it. I'm not here for that. But apparently, my name is in a lot of folks' mouths for some fucking reason. But yeah, I don't do that bullshit. I'm too old for that fucking bullshit. I'll be going back to Pennsylvania in the spring. That's another reason why I haven't been on here. Besides the fact that I've been super duper busy, another thing that was added to my plate was my grandfather passed away in the middle of November, and he raised me. Both my grandparents raised me from a baby. They adopted me and raised me as their own. And along that line, apparently, I was in their will, and a lot of bullshit going on with that because the actual kids are not happy that the grandchild is in the will, but I don't know. What do you expect? Because they fucking raised me. They adopted me legally, so I'm basically a child, not a grandchild. But I'll be going back to the mountain. I'll be going back to Pennsylvania this spring to settle the estate and retrieve some items and do memorial service, because for some reason everybody wanted to wait till spring, which I understand. It's cold in Pennsylvania right now. It's, I think they just got a foot of snow last night. I understand why everybody wants to wait till spring. He was cremated, so I guess they figured there's no rush. So, yeah. Well, thank you for, It sucks. It's rough. Because for me, it's like losing not only a grandparent but a parent, because they raised me. It's like I lost two people at the same time. And has not been easy, but I tell you what, a lot of these old mountain people are built different than other people. And my grandfather was larger than life to me as a child, and he was my idol, he was my hero, even to this day, because he was the best man best person I ever met in my life. And when he passed, and I started doing the elevation, which is something that would be covered in the ancestral course. So I started elevating him after he passed, and I didn't have to do very much. He was already very elevated when he passed, surprisingly, because not a lot of people are that elevated in this day and age when they pass away, but he was, and I didn't have to go over the set amount of days that we normally do, because I was going to continue. I was going to continue until I elevated him as high as I could possibly go, but apparently he was already there. And my ancestors were like, stop. You don't need to do anymore. He's good. I'm like, alrighty. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought that was really, really cool. Yeah, it's just another thing that's been added to my plate. And, oh, Riki with Davina is new to TikTok. Well, I haven't been here that long myself, Riki. I think I did my first video like last summer in like August or September. I haven't been on this app that long myself. So welcome. Well, thank you for the condolences. That's going to drag out. It is an issue. It's basically one person causing an issue. And he never liked me to begin with, but he got a problem. I was in the will. I didn't even know I was in the will. I didn't know I was in the will until I received my grandfather's will in the mail. Like, nobody called me, nobody told me. I just received a packet of papers in the mail, which was his will, and I was in there, and I was like, I had no clue that I was in there. So yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey we're going on right now. So lots of stuff. So that was just another thing that was been dumped on my plate, with everything else that I deal with. Waiting so long, I understand. I understand why they want to wait till spring, because like I said, it's cold as fuck. They just got snow dumped on them like crazy. That's fine with me. It's fine with me too, because I really don't want to drive up there in the winter and bad roads and bad weather, and I'm used to the South. Like, I don't even own winter clothes, and I'm like, I gotta drive over it and be freezing, and I don't own boots or gloves or a coat or like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I'm actually really glad that everyone decided to wait till spring. So it's good with me. I'm fine with that. I'm actually I'll be getting some of his ashes for my space and everything. So it's just one day at a time dealing with this. Loss is horrible, and family drama just adds. Just know he is close to you for a reason. Be proud as he is. Yes, he has already let me know in many ways that he's okay. He's at peace. He is not hurting anymore, and that he's here, and he's with me, and he's helping me. So, which again, if you're familiar with any kind of ancestral work, that's not the norm for ancestors. It usually takes them at least a year and a day to acclimate to being dead, and all this and that to adjust, and be able to come back around and maybe do some stuff. But he was on it, because he was already very elevated apparently, which I wasn't even aware of. Hold on a second. Oh, Lord, there ain't nothing like the smell of a wood stove, I tell you what. Ain't no heat like a wood stove either. Completely different kind of heat than y'all are. That's a big fire, huh? Why did you get big on me? It got big. Yeah, completely different kind of heat than any other kind of heat, like electric or gas or whatever kind of heat these modern houses have. This is a different heat, and it smells so good. Okay, condolences. Thank you all for the condolences. Been doing ancestry work, that's why I stopped on your live. Well, awesome. Well, go sign up for my class. I'm teaching an entire course on ancestors, ancestor veneration, and the first class is this Sunday. So you can go over and sign up for the class. I think I have 7 spots still available in the class. So go on over there and sign up for the course. I'm really excited about this class. I put a lot of work into it, a lot of thought, and I talked about it for like a full damn year. I kept telling everybody I was going to do it for like a year, and I finally sat down and put it all together. I wish I could share this live. Yeah, I don't understand about TikTok. I have tried to figure out how to do that. It's primitiverootsconjure.com. Go there, and on the menu you'll see classes. Just go there and you sign up for the class. I don't understand how I have like 60,000 followers on TikTok and I don't hardly ever get anybody in my lives. Like, why is that? I don't understand. Why does TikTok do that? I also think I've been kind of shadow banned on here because I've heard other content creators talk about, like, if somebody goes down your list of videos and they start liking like every single video without even like watching the whole video through, like just liking video after video after video in a row, like TikTok will shadow ban you because they think it's like bots or like you have a alternate account that's like trying to boost your stuff or like something. But I don't know, but I have a lot of people that do that to me. So I'm probably shadow banned. That's what you were trying to say earlier? Yeah, I'm imagining that's probably what it is. I have this stupid shit on my screen that keeps flashing and it's like distracting me and annoying. New year, new show. I don't know what the hell it's saying. Wish you could sign up for it. It's not a good time for me fighting cancer and having surgery. Oh my goodness. Well, good luck with your surgery, and I'm sure that you will beat the cancer. Because they find you and they're like, yes. I don't know. I don't know if it's bots or what exactly it is. I actually did a poll on my page to figure out what days and times would be best for most people, and everybody kind of said weekend, evenings, and this and that, and I figured Saturday everybody's probably got shit going on, so Sunday most people should be home, getting ready to go to work Monday, or like whatever, so, you know, I'm doing the classes at like 6 in the evening, so it's not too early, not too late. I tried to make it accessible to everyone. I tried to make it very affordable to everyone. Each class is only $21. So I tried to make this very accessible and affordable so that anybody who wants to attend the class can attend the class, because ancestors are the most important thing, like in my personal opinion, above anything else. Everybody wants to work with deities and gods and Glacial demons, and like everybody wants to work with all this shit, and nobody works with the most important, which is ancestors. For sure, I've watched since YouTube and was excited for it. Hope you run another one. Oh, so you come on here from YouTube? Oh my God, I've had my YouTube channel for like 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. Did I ever eat a mustard sandwich? I can't say that I have. I have eaten potato chip sandwiches though. I've eaten potato chip sandwiches, which are really good. Shared live video. Wait. Tony's girl shared the live video. Encourage more viewers to share. Hey, thank you, Tony's girl. I am encouraging more viewers to share. Y'all share this shit. Get some people in here. Because as much as I like to ramble on, my time is precious and I'm here to answer y'all's questions. So if we get people in here with questions, that would be great. How do you do that? Share? I can't share it apparently because I made the video, but you guys, oh, wait a minute. There's a little arrow. Hold on. Maybe I can share it. I can fucking share it. Oh, but you know what? I'm just going to put it on my page because the last time I did a live and I tried to share it in some groups, I got like Facebook jail for like almost 2 months. I guess I thought I was spamming or something, so I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm glad I just remembered. Or I won't. I tried to put it on my page, but it just. Publish. I shared it. Look at that. Beast Rose Quartz benefits? Did you mean best Rose Quartz benefits? Oh wait, we actually have questions. Hold on. Why did it say I shared the video like 10 times, which I didn't? Like I only did it once. How important are offerings on your altar? It really depends what kind of altar and what spirit you're working with or giving offerings to on how important the offerings are. So for example, if you were working with saints, a lot of saints and angels and archangels do not require offerings and they don't like offerings. So if that's what you're doing, then offerings would not be that important. So it depends. On ancestors, oh, very, very important for ancestors. Yes, offerings are very important for ancestors. Spelled wrong. That was not for you. Okay. Yeah, ancestor offerings are very, very, very important. I could tell you all a funny story. So, like, I don't know, 8, 9 years ago when I really started getting on the ancestral path, and I set up my space and I was, elevating better and doing all this stuff, I was trying, like I knew some of the offerings they would like. Obviously, those are my people. I knew what they wanted. But the alcohol, I had so much trouble trying to figure out what alcohol they wanted, because everybody I knew of in my family all drank different things. Like some of them drank beer, some of them drank liquor, some of them drank vodka, some of them, you know what I mean? It's like some of them drank wine, you know, so it's like I had a very difficult time trying to figure out the alcohol that they wanted. And every time I put a wrong alcohol, it would get knocked over, the glass would break, like all kind of stuff. I went with red wine because I'm like, you know, oh, ancestors, red wine represents blood, right? So I'm like, can't go wrong with red wine for ancestors. I put that up there, fucking glass was smashed. Like, it took me like at least a good month. Because this was in the beginning, before I had developed really good communication with them, before I had a really good divination with them, like all that. So I'm just like, I'm blindly, you know, like feeling around in the dark trying to figure shit out. And I finally, one evening, I heard the voice and they said brandy. And I'm like, oh, brandy. Like, of course, it's going to be fucking brandy. Like some bougie fucking shit, you know, like, oh, fucking of course that is. So to this day, they still get brandy. Every once in a while, they ask for some honey whiskey, and that's about it. And I have tried everything. I've given them, of course, I've given them moonshine, because, you know, we're from the mountains, and, no, they want the brandy, and they want some honey whiskey. Every once in a while, they'll let me know when they want that one, but yeah, it's crazy. Crazy ancestors are funny. What if you didn't know a lot about what they liked, but you know they're there? So again, this will all be covered in the ancestral course. I don't want to answer too many questions about ancestors tonight because my class is Sundays. I want people to come to the class and learn about these things. So again, if you don't know what they liked, there's general offerings that all the dead like. So flowers. All dead love flowers. Water. Water is, you know, very traditional offering for pretty much any kind of spirit. So a glass of water, flowers. If your people smoked, give them cigarettes, cigars, or whatever they smoked. It's a learning process, but again, like on how to do this and develop the communication and get divination and all this and that is going to be covered in my course. But there are offering money. I just heard that. So like change, money. I give my ancestors dimes. Like every dime I get goes on. They have a giant bowl on their altar that's full of fucking dimes because they get all my dimes. So they like money. All the dead love money. All the dead love flowers. All the dead love water. They all love liquor, but you need to figure out what kind of liquor they want. Irish and Scottish and Norse. What do they like? Well, and see, I can't get too into it because I'm going to be just giving my class right here. I got an ancestor that likes honey in his coffee. I have looked and looked and looked on where that comes from. I have tried to research it. I'm like, what culture puts honey in coffee? Like, because my people's is German, and the other half is like mostly German with some Italian. So it's like a little bit Italian, a lot of German, and I'm like, who the fuck puts fucking honey in their goddamn coffee? Like that one swung me for a loop. But every goddamn week I got to put honey in that coffee. But yeah, they'll let you know. They'll let you know once you start doing Desert Rose benefit. So are you talking about a crystal or the actual, like the flower Desert Rose, like Rose of Jericho? Is this what is that? Because if y'all know me, I'm not a crystal. I'm not a crystal thumper. I know some crystals, but that's not my thing. Like there's witches or people that just, that's all they do is crystals, and they know everything about every crystal ever, and that's not my thing. If you're talking about the crystal, if you're talking about like Rose Jericho, Desert Rose or something, I can answer that question. You're answering my question without reading it first. I do that a lot. You're funny, don't give too much away. Right? I'm telling you. Rice, again, it depends. It depends on your people. I wouldn't give rice to my ancestors. That's not something that any of them ate. But now, when it comes to the Bakinda side of, society and that ancestral stuff I do over here, they love rice, so they get rice. But my personal ancestors do not get rice. You do money? Okay. And I'm not talking about ancestor money. Like I'm sure y'all have ever seen like the what are they called? Hell notes? The ancestral money, and you burn it, and unless you're Asian or your ancestors were Asian, that's probably not something that your people practice. So, like I know when I was starting out on the ancestral path, brand new, didn't know that much, before I got initiated and all this other stuff, I tried the hell notes for my people, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, what is this? Like, they didn't understand it. They didn't get it because it's not their culture. It's not my culture. It's not. That is like an Asian thing. So, if you're Asian or your people, ancestors, or you have that, then maybe do the hell notes thing. But if you don't, then they probably aren't going to understand what that is or what you're doing. They're just going to be like, why, what? It's a sweetener. It's okay. I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it instead of putting sugar, but I've never in my life met anyone who puts honey in coffee. Tea and that, yes. Put honey in tea, and I've seen all that, but not in coffee. Like I've never seen anybody or heard of any culturally specific thing where they put honey in coffee, and I'm like, who does that? Like, where does that come? And I don't know, unless that was like, because sugar. I mean, I know honey was probably around before sugar was like discovered, but like, I don't know. Honey and coffee, who does that? So you're talking about the crystal? Yeah, I don't do crystals. So like that's not my specialty. Rose quartz, I actually know a little bit about rose quartz. So I know it's good for like friendship, love, feelings, platonic, things like that. And I know about regular quartz. Actually, the pendulum I used with my ancestors for like 8-9 years now was a rose quartz pendulum, because that's the one they picked out. Why they picked it out, other than it's like a bonding and friendship and lovey feeling kind of stone, I don't know why they picked that one. I actually replaced that very recently with a solid brass pendulum, which they like just as much as the rose quartz one. So I do work with Reiki Ascended Masters. That's why the rice. Okay. Again, I'm not really familiar with Reiki. I know like this much about Reiki. It's not my thing. I don't think Reiki is initiatory. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it requires training, right? Like you have to be trained or take courses or something to learn how to do it. So again, if you're doing Reiki and it's Ascended Masters with that wouldn't be ancestors. That would be like more along the lines of a spiritual court kind of deal, which is a separate thing from ancestors. So, I mean, if you have a separate space for those people, then rice would probably be okay. Your French and English. I'm picking up on Quakers for honey and coffee. That could I actually didn't look at Quakers. There's a lot of Quakers where I come from, like a lot. So that's actually a possibility. Wow. Yeah, I haven't looked at Quakers. I'll have to look that up and see if they did that. I'm like, who does that? Like, Germany doesn't do it. Italy doesn't do that. I'm like, where is this honey in the coffee coming from? Sounds like a very specific spirit with the honey in the coffee. Yeah, and I always picked up that it was my main ancestor that was asking for that. And he was actually a Hessian soldier. So like I was thinking like maybe they couldn't get a hold of sugar, like so they just used honey as a sweetener because if you're a soldier and you're like going places and doing that, like maybe you can't always get sugar, but honey you could probably pretty much get. I mean, even in the wild you could go get some honey, if you're just stuck in the woods camping. So that's kind of what I always thought it was. My husband puts honey in his coffee every day. Really? Wow, I have never heard of anybody doing it. That's really cool. Now, why does your husband put honey? Does he just put it in there because he likes it? Or is that something like his family did, like his mom did, or his dad did, or his grandpa did? Or did he just like one day put honey in coffee and be like, I like this, I'm going to do it? Like, that's cool though. I've never heard of anybody doing it. I hope I'm not bugging you. No, you're not bugging me. I'm here to answer questions. That's why I'm here. I'm giving you my time, my precious time to help you and answer questions. I do crystals, stones, I can do stones. I can do some rocks. I can do some stones. I don't do crystals. That's okay, and yes, it is an attunement. Okay. You have to be attuned to do Okay, so I know one or two people that I'm acquainted with that are Reiki and have done like classes or courses or something on that. Like that's their thing, but it's like not my thing, so I don't know that much about it. Hey, Brewwitched? That's a cool name. Hold on, let me get this fire. I gotta tell y'all, I'm nice and toasty. I'm nice and toasty sitting in front of the fireplace here. However, my chair could be a little bit more comfortable. Because I'm fucking old. Okay. Bree? Oh, Brewwitch. Okay, I got it. Sorry. It looked like Brewwitch, which is still a cool name. But Bree's alright. Who is mine family background or angel? I'm not doing readings, man. That's not what this is. This is answering questions. This is teaching. Teaching and learning, not reading. Like I said, every single time I do a live, I get an influx of these people, like, thinking I'm doing readings, and I don't do that. Like I said, there's hundreds of bunk-ass fake people on TikTok doing live readings. Over there. Go ahead, it's not what I do. Okay. Any other questions? I haven't had a chance to do a live in a long time, so I figured that since I'm doing the class Sunday, I might as well come on and see if anybody didn't hear of it that wanted to be in the class, so I thought I'd get out here and talk about it. What's the main thing That's the main thing you do to protect your space as a question. So I'm assuming you meant what is the main thing you do to protect your... Oh, Lord. When it comes to protection, I am a big proponent of layers. Layers and layers and layers and layers of protection. As also one of the very first things, if you're stepping a toe into the witch pond, protection and cleansing should be the very first two things, along with herbs, but that goes along with that. Those should be the first three things that you even deign to get acquainted with. So protection, layers, layers and layers and layers. My protections start at the end of my block. I got this whole block. I start at the end of my block and I work my way back to my property. Then, at the property line, I got another, and it goes back to the house. Layers and layers and layers and layers. So what is the main thing I do? There's so many. Honestly, if I'm being honest, the main thing I do to protect my space is keep my spirits and my people happy. Because if they're happy, then nobody's going to fuck with me. Because they won't let anybody fuck with me. So, once in a great while, they'll let something through. I usually don't get hit by that kind of witchcraft. Not only because I have all these major protections, not because I'm not a target. Believe me, everybody has it out for my ass. But, which kind of happens when you put yourself out in a public forum like this. But, I don't get hit I don't get hit. Rarely do I get hit by anything. And if I do, it's because my people let it come in to make me aware of something. You follow me? So if I'm just sitting here in my, in my little world and everything's bouncing off and I'm doing my own thing, I'm not really paying attention to exactly what's coming in because I'm not noticing it, I'm not feeling it, I'm not getting hit by it, so I'm not paying attention to everything. And sometimes they'll let a little something slip through the crack to make me pay attention to something and look at something, which actually happened like 2 weeks ago, and that was the very first time that I've been hit by anything in years. And I was like, what am I not paying attention to that I need to fucking pay attention to? Okay. I know that I was just sorry. Ask we talk about Pennsylvania Dutch barns. What do you want to talk about Pennsylvania Dutch barns? I'm assuming you want to talk about the hex signs. Is that what you're trying to say there? The symbols, the hex signs? Ooh, look at that. Something popped up there. I actually have lots of videos on my channel or page or whatever you call it on here, on my TikTok. I have lots of little videos where I kind of decode hex symbols. I got a hair, dog hair, like stuck on my lip. So yeah, I go into several different of the popular hex signs and symbols, and I actually go in and I decode it. I tell you what each thing in that symbol means, what the hex sign means. I also have ones where, I'm telling you, I got a hair on my lip. I also have ones where I decode fractor for people, fractor art, the Pennsylvania Dutch art form. So everything in that means something as well. Like, I actually have done a lot of that, but if you have one hex in particular that you have a question about, then I can address that. That's a great, okay, thank you. I'll tell you one thing, is hex signs, So hex literally means witch. Okay, in German, which is what Pennsylvania Dutch is, it means witch. A hex is a witch. Hexery is witchcraft. Okay, so hexery is witchcraft and a hex is a witch. Like literally. That's the word in German for witch. So a hex sign translates to witch sign, but no hex sign. Let me rephrase this, because I just got like tapped on my head. The hex signs that you're going to see are never bad. Okay, they're never malevolent or harmful. They are always to bring in good things. So like there's hex signs for love, there's hex signs for friendship, there's hex signs for protection, there's hex signs for prosperity, there's hex signs for strength, there's ones for rain, there's ones for abundance and harvest. They're always beneficial, positive things, even though hex literally means witch. Hex signs are usually, I think they're called that because people assume that they were protections against hex or witch, which they can be, but not always. What's the necklace? Oh, this is ghost beads. This was made for me by an indigenous person as a protection. Because I need all the protection I can get. Like I said, layers. So, I have the protections on my home, everything in and around it, and then I have personal protections, things that I wear, like this. This is a protection. This is a protection. Like, I layers of protection, as I said. Never unprotected. But yeah, these are ghost beads, which are, I believe they call them cedar beads, but technically what they are is juniper. So have you ever seen juniper berries? These are the seeds that come out of the juniper berry. So I guess juniper technically is a kind of cedar, but it's not technically the cedar that most people are familiar with. It's like a different kind of cedar, but it's a juniper, and that's where these seeds come from. They call them ghost beads. This is really an indigenous people's thing. Like, no other culture that I'm aware of does ghost beads or uses them or anything like that. But they prepare them in a ritualistic way, and it's believed that when you wear these, that you're protected from ghosts or bad spirits or anything like that. So these never come off. Always see me with this on. I can't believe I only have 9 people in here with 60,000 subscribers. And this happens every time I go live. Like, I don't even understand why nobody ever comes in live, but they don't notify people, or they don't put me in the For You page, or I don't get it. I have 1,000 likes. Now how did I get 1,000 likes on this live when there's only been max 11 people in here? How's that even? Unless this count is off and they're not showing me an accurate count, I don't know. Do you still do community split? Yes, I do. The community candle service is every Saturday, and every Saturday is for a different purpose. They run in order. So the first Saturday of every month is always road opening. So you get your roads open for the month. The second Saturday of the month is always prosperity. The third Saturday is always protection. And the fourth Saturday is for healing and blessings. So yes, every Saturday I do community candle service. Multiple hearts. Do you work with San Simon? I do not. No, I do not. There's not a whole lot of saints that I work with anymore. I used to work with a whole bunch of mess of saints. But now I just kind of stick to like 3 that we work very well together. Of course, I have a patron family saint because the Italian side of my family is Catholic. So, of course, we have a patron family saint, and I'll always work with him. And then I have a few other ones that I work with. Hi, Christian and, my Lord, Christian and man baby. What? I probably just butchered that name. I did one of your road opener and got a great job. That was about a year ago. Sweet. Well, I'm glad it manifested that. Good for you. I'm going to come to your class on the 20th or at the end of the month. So the classes are bi-weekly on Sundays. So the first class is this Sunday, the 6th, and then the next class will be not the next Sunday, but the Sunday after that. I'd have to look at the calendar to see what that exact date is, but it might be around the 20th, which is what you're referring. If you look on the site under classes, I think I have the list of class days and what days the classes are on. It's 7 classes in total. My leg is going to sleep. Oh. Christina? Okay, that's better because I probably just butchered. Christina sent a finger heart. Well, thank you. A finger heart. Oh, classes. Check that out. Yeah. I'm doing classes. Ancestral veneration courses. How to. Because again, I think that is the most important thing that anybody of any spiritual path could undertake. Ancestors should be number 1, no matter what your tradition or path is. I don't know what it was either, but it seemed like fun. I think it's funny. It's called finger heart. Like, It's I don't know, funny thing. Did y'all see? I seen something the other day that like the emojis, they all have like with the new generation. Is it Gen Z or I don't even know what this new generation is called, but that like they have different meanings for the emojis, and like I don't know, they're weird, and they were like, if you're a millennial or a Gen Z or a Gen X or whatever, they were like, don't use this emoji because this is what it means and that's what this means. And I'm like, I had no clue. Like, I knew about the eggplant and like I know some of them, but I had no idea what all these other ones had, all these different meanings. Are you on Zoom for class? And if I miss a class or two, can you give me homework? Yes, the classes are being held on Zoom. The classes will be recorded. So when you sign up for the class, you have to sign a little waiver that says, you won't share it or anything like that, and that you agree to be recorded for the class, and the classes will be recorded. And then anybody who signed up and paid for the class that was not able to attend for some reason will receive that recording. So they don't miss the class, if you follow me. Can't keep up. Yeah, me either, I'm telling you. Fire getting hot, boy. Yeah. The classes are going to be recorded. So it actually says when you sign up for the class, if you read the description on it, that the classes will be recorded, and that if you can't attend the class, that a recording will be sent within a week or something after the class ends. How much is the class? Each course is $21. I try to make it very affordable because, like I said, I think it's very important. I want anybody who is interested. I want this to be attainable for anybody. I try to make it very affordable and very, what's the word I'm looking for? I just had a brain fart. I can't think of the word. But anyway, I want anyone who's interested and wants to take the class, I want them to be able to afford to take the class and to be able to put into practice the things that are going to be in the class. So I tried to make it very things that are across the board. So it shouldn't matter who your ancestors were, where they come from, what your culture is, what your ethnicity is, what your religion is. Like, none of that should matter. The way I set it up, it should be, you should be able to put these practices into place, like, no matter what. Like, anybody can do it. You'll be in class on Sunday? Sweet. There's 7 classes in total. So you can buy each class at a time, or you can get the whole course. So there's 2 listings under classes. One is for the first class, which is Sunday, and the other listing is for the entire course, to enroll in the course. What has been the hardest part of your spiritual path? Oh, Lord. Wow, what a question. God, that's a good question. That's actually a really good question. See, I know what's been the hardest part, but that's probably something that most people can't even relate to, so I got to think of something else that was really hard. You know what? Honestly, I think the hardest part of a spiritual journey is learning to trust yourself, learning to have confidence in yourself and your spirits. That's a big one, and that's a really, really hard one. For most people, if you're doing this shit for real, and a lot of people are like overly confident and and they ain't even doing shit. If you're really walking this path, like, I think that having belief in yourself and having confidence in yourself is probably one of the most. I still struggle with that sometimes, because I'm a very humble person as well, and I don't let ego in. I try to strive very hard to keep any kind of ego out. So sometimes that messes with my confidence, because sometimes the confidence and the ego is like, it's a fine line. You know what I mean? It's a fine line between confidence and ego. So sometimes I still struggle with having full confidence, which I shouldn't. And I've learned many lessons that I shouldn't. But I guess that's just my personality. But yeah, for me, that's probably one of the things I still struggle with. Discernment would be another really difficult thing on a spiritual journey. Discernment is very, very, very important, but it's something that takes a long time to cultivate and to just get the education of it, because we learn by experience. That's how we learn. We learn by experience. So you're going to go through some shit on a spiritual path, because that's how you're going to learn. So through the experiences, you learn discernment. You learn what things are, what they are not, how things work, what's real and what isn't. And the discernment is something that every witch really needs to cultivate, because that's a big one. So I could sign up and just get the recording due to what I have going on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, recordings will be sent out. Good price with that. Yeah, I tried very hard to make it attainable for everybody. What has been okay, I read that one. 50-50, I'm telling you. Your house echoes? It probably does, because this is a really big room, and I don't have a whole lot of stuff in here. It probably is a little echoey. Or I got the blower going too. Like the blower for the... You know, on the video, that looks like a roaring, raging, out of control fire. But in reality, it's really not. You missed my YouTube live. Well, I've been doing them on here because, number one, I'm new here and I'm trying to, you know, get my presence on this app. Also, because I have 60,000 followers on here, you would think that I would get a lot more people on my lives, where I only have like 4,000 or 5,000 on YouTube. So like, compare 4,000 or 5,000 to 60,000. And you understand why I trying to do more on TikTok, but apparently that doesn't fucking matter because nobody gets notified about my lives apparently. Or YouTube will send out a notification to people. You love fire. Me too. Me too. Me too. And I've always been very in tune with fire. In fact, I'm the one that does the fire because my husband, he couldn't start a fire if his life depended on it. Where I can just, you know, I know how to build a fire. I know how to build a fire. I can start a fire very easily, and it's kind of one of the things that I work with. I'm actually supposedly, I was told, supposed to be really gifted at fire scrying. And I have been trying to build that ability, I guess is the word, for many years, like 4 or 5 years. And like, I don't know, I think that might have been a fluke because I don't know. I don't think I can really do it that well. Numbers on TikTok are way different. You have to be on more on TikTok. You see, I don't have time. I don't have time to be on TikTok all the time like these people. I do not have time for that. I come on when I can, when I have time. Like, I don't know. I guess TikTok's used to people who like don't like do things or have nothing better to do. I don't know, but I can't. I don't have time to be on this thing like other people do. I have all kinds of things on my screen just sliding around and flashing, and I don't know what any of this means. Okay, wait. Well, that's new. I got 587 total views, but I have over 1,000 likes on the video. Now, how is that even possible? I don't think anything on this app is correct. I don't think anything on this app is correct. I think there's probably a lot more people in here than what it's saying is in here. Probably a lot more views than what it's saying, because if there's 1,000 likes, it had to be more. I don't know. I don't get it. Does anybody have any more questions? You know, if my chair was comfy, I could sit here all night, because I don't got shit to do tonight. Tomorrow night is community service, and the community candle service, and then I got to get all my orders together for the week. Those go out tomorrow, and then Sunday is a class. But tonight, I'm free. I don't have to do anything tonight. I could sit here all night if my chair was comfy. Herbs? People driving by and watching without entering the live? But can they like it without entering? That's what I'm like. Because up here, see, it just went up. I have 1,000.1 likes. And how is that possible? When it says I only have 587 views. So how did I get 1,000.1 likes if there's only 500 some view. I don't know. Least two favorite herbs to work with. So you want me to list my least favorite herbs and then my favorite herbs. All right. Well, obviously, least favorite would be baneful herbs that are poisonous because you have to take a lot of precaution with those. And I'm usually freaking paranoid. So, you know, like oleander, lobella, nightshades, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't have a problem working with them, and I'll work with them. Or just I don't particularly like working with them because I'm paranoid. Second would be Quitamaldicion or any of them bitey herbs. Y'all probably aren't familiar with Quitamaldicion. Quitamaldicion, it's an herb we use in the ATRs, and it's thorny, but it like the thorns are like tiny. They're really tiny, and they'll snag like anything that gets near them. They'll snag on you, and they hurt. And yeah, I use it a lot too, and it's probably definitely one of my least favorite herbs to work with just because it bites. Where are we going from there? Favorite herbs. I mean, I have a lot of favorite herbs. That depends. I know what I do a lot of. I do a lot of cleansing. So those are probably usually, you know, the ones I work with the most, which is stuff, you know, like rue and hyssop, angelica I'm quite fond of. I like, what's it called? Brain fart. Okra? No, not okra. God, that's a fucking vegetable. Osha. Osha root. I love Osha root because not only is it a bomb herb, like, it's fucking powerful. It smells so good. I love working with Osha root. I love master root. Master root's great as a catalyst to all kinds of stuff. So like having master root on hand is wonderful. I'm trying to say herbs like everybody in here would probably be familiar with, because you know my other paths there's other things that we work with, other kinds of herbs. We like Rompe Sarglan, Rompe Camisa, and Almagical, and I like all them herbs too, but I'm trying to stick with yeah, I think my favorite, I don't know, my favorite would probably be master root. Really like the Osha root too. It smells really good. Just love the way it smells. Angelica is another good root. I like roots. I'm a primitive roots. I like working with roots a lot. So yeah, vetiver. I love vetiver. I use vetiver a lot. Yes. I think you can also multiple things. Yes, I'm funny. Vetiver's awesome. I live at the crossroads. Any recommendations to stay protected but still work? I pretty much live at a crossroads myself. This house I bought, the whole corner here was owned by the people we bought this house from. And right next door to me is a laundromat. Right behind me is a little barbecue restaurant place. It's not anymore, but that's what it used to be. And they owned this whole corner. Well, we just bought the house, so the laundromat's like right there. Like I could take 2 steps out my driveway and walk in the laundromat. And that's on the crossroads. It's right on the corner. But I went off topic. What can you stay protected but still work? I mean, I actually put protections at the crossroads. Like I said, I got my whole block. My protections start at my block. all the way around, and then they come back and back and back and back, layers and layers and layers and layers of protection. So a lot of, like, I work with dirt a lot. Like, dirts are freaking phenomenal. If y'all don't know about dirts, you don't know what you're missing. So, like, some things I'll do is I'll go to the crossroads here on my corner that I basically am on, and the four corners of my block, and I'll get dirt from all them places, and I will put it in something as a protection. So it's like, get the dirt from the crossroads, and you can mix it with like red brick dust, stuff like that, and sprinkle that around is a good one. All kinds of stuff you can do. I live on a highway and road and train track and power plant and auto shop. That's a lot. Train tracks are good. Shit, I can have train tracks all damn time. Train tracks are great, especially when you want to send something out of town or you need protection. That's a lot of iron. I own the corner. Things get strange. I believe you, because I don't own the whole corner, because like I said, technically the laundromat is on the corner. I'm just like right beside it. But the people that own this house used to own it, and there was a lot of caca on this house when I moved in. You don't even know the mess I had to clean when I bought this house, y'all. Somebody had it out for these people. They did not like them. About a month after I bought this, and I knew there was caca on this house. I knew that people did juju on the people that lived here. I knew that they did shit on the house and on the property, and my suspicion was validated. About a month, maybe 2 months after we moved in, I decided I was going to rake all the leaves in the front yard. I got my leaf blower out, I'm blowing everything, and I get up to the porch, and I'm kind of like trying, because it's like the house is raised, it's off the ground because I'm in Mississippi. So I was kind of trying to blow the leaves, you know, like under the house and get them out of the, get them out of the yard. And when I'm blowing the leaves, like some of the stuff blew back under the porch, and I seen all these jars. There was so many jars and candles under this porch. And when I started digging that shit out, I started looking around, and I'm like, I knew what it was. And I'm looking around, like, how? I'm like, does somebody just walk through their yard every week and throw a fucking spell under here? And I looked over to my left, and there's an alley that runs right alongside of the house here. And I got the picture, I got the vision. It was a black girl, and she would walk down this little, footpath alley, and she would roll that shit right across the yard, right under the porch right there. And so I put a fence up. There's now a fence between my yard and that alley. That was one of the first things I did after I cleaned all that shit up. But yeah, I believe you, the corners are not, there's a lot of weird energies in the corners. I'll be right back. My dogs are being crazy. If y'all don't go to bed, quick, lay down. Lord have mercy. If y'all don't know, my dog is extremely protective of me. And when he hears me on video talking to people, he wants to protect me from you people. So he acts crazy because he can't come in here and protect me from the bad people on the phone. Okay. I think you can also multiple like things. I don't think you can. Are you talking about TikTok videos? I don't think you can multiple like. At least, I don't know. I might be dumb. I don't really know that much about TikTok, but you own the corner. Things get strange 20 feet from my house because of the crossroads. I put a fence up. Yeah, the first thing to do is put a fence. Good fences make good neighbors. So do you specifically, oh, let me think, what are you trying to do? Do you want to protect your property, or are you trying to put protection from what's at the crossroads? Because there's a lot of different things that can live at crossroads, and not everything lives at every crossroad. So you really kind of have to figure out, probably through divination, if you have a type of divination that you do, what you're dealing with at your crossroads. Because every crossroads, I guarantee you, something is there. But different crossroads have different spirits or energies that reside at that crossroads. It depends on the area and stuff like that. So, you know, like everybody knows what a leg wa, pop a leg, but you know, these are all crossroads spirits, Kalfu. These are all crossroads spirits, but they do not reside at every crossroad. You follow me? There's other things that can also reside at crossroads. So there's always something there. I can guarantee that. There's something, if not multiple things, that live at your crossroads where you live. But you kind of got to figure out what you're dealing with. And then that can kind of lead you on how best to defend and protect from it. And make friends with it. Make friends with it. Build a relationship and utilize that energy, because crossroads is the shit. I'm telling you. I'm not sure how it counts, but I can't keep sending like. I can keep sending likes. Okay. Oh, you mean like the little likey things that Google on the video? Is that what it means when it says 1,000 likes? I thought it meant, you know, how like when you're scrolling TikTok and you hit the little heart thing, like you like it. I thought that's what it means when it says 1,000.1 likes. I don't know if it means they're them little, you know, them little emoji things. I don't know how they count that. I want to start a church and do work, but stay protected and keep boundary. What kind of church? What kind of church are you trying to start up? Hello, Bell Moon 7. Good evening. I put stuff out and they steal the flowers. Who steals the flowers? Who's stealing your flowers? And what do you mean by put stuff out? Are you telling me you put offerings? Is this the same person? It is the same person. So you put offerings? Are you saying you put offerings at the crossroad and people are stealing your flowers and offerings? Is that what you're saying? I mean, if people are doing that shit, I pity those people. I promise you nothing good is going to happen to them. You know, same thing as if you go to the cemetery and stole flowers off somebody's grave. Or something. It's not, nothing good is going to come of that. Food and flowers, a small space people can light candles, not a formal church. So what you're wanting to do is set up like a nature altar kind of deal. Is what you're trying to. That's really cool. I don't know if I've ever actually heard of anybody doing that for the public, at least in America. I know they do that in like Asian countries. They have like public temples where people can go and light incense and flowers and that kind of thing. But I've never really seen it in America. A grotto. I don't know what takes the flowers. It's probably people taking the flowers, I would assume. Yeah, spirits usually don't take the flowers. They just they enjoy them, or sometimes they'll suck the energy out of them, but they don't steal them or take them away, usually. Of course, not my experience. I'm not going to say it's not possible because I believe anything is possible, but it's probably more likely people are taking your flowers because they probably want some flowers. They're taking the flowers. They'll probably take your candles and other shit too if you leave it out there. I mean, people are people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But see, and a lot of people don't understand, like you're saying, a grotto or, you know, a nature altar or something. The majority of people don't recognize or understand that that is a spiritual altar or a spiritual place, or you'd be surprised because you think it's pretty blatant. You would think it's pretty blatant that this is, you know, a spiritual thing, but you would be surprised how many people don't recognize these as spiritual things and will just, you know, steal shit, take shit, you know, all this and that because they don't even recognize what it is. If you follow me, I'll give you an example. I put candles out and free food, and people left money. Well, that's all right. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So I had when I was living in Missouri, I had a house, and we had to go somewhere. We had to travel somewhere, and we have animals. And my neighbor, you know, I knew her and everything, and I asked her if she would watch my house while we were gone, and she would come over and let my dogs out to go to the bathroom and feed them. You know, she agreed, and I paid her, and like all this and that. Well, we come back, and you know, everything's great, everything's fine, and she comes over to give us back the key, and I don't even know why. I know why, but she doesn't know why. She's standing there telling us some things, you know, how the week went and how the animals were and this and that. And then all of a sudden she just blurts out, "Oh, I took a piece of candy out of this bowl right here." And she pointed to one of my altars. And immediately me and my husband just looked at each other. And we were like, "Oh, you did you?" And she immediately followed that statement with, "Yeah, on Friday, you know, that evening I got really sick and I wound up going to the hospital and they couldn't figure out why I was sick or what was wrong with me." And me and my husband, we're just looking at each other like, "No, you didn't steal his candy." But to most people, some people, that was obviously blatantly an altar. It was blatantly a spiritual house. It was an altar space. It was a spiritual home for a spirit. But she didn't recognize what it was. You follow me? Like, a lot of people just don't recognize these things or know that these are what they are. But yeah, so if you're doing stuff in public, I don't know. I think you're giving people a lot more credit than you probably should. That's what I'm going to say. Because, you know, most people are not that smart. Most people don't recognize spiritual things or even feel the energy or, you know, see things for what they are. So, I don't know. I just think you're giving way too much credit to people's common sense. Because a lot of people don't have it. That is not a flower that grows in everybody's garden. My Lord. Yeah. She stole his candy. She got all fucking sick. And I'm like, how did she not know what that was? Like, I mean, it was, to me, it was blatantly obvious what that was. Like, it was an altar. It was a spiritual home. And all kinds of shit there telling you that's what it was. And she didn't get it. Didn't know what it was, I guess. I am Mexican, and many Mexican people here maybe more understand. That's true. That is true. Will it invite trouble? So, is what you're looking to do is you want to set up this space, this public space, and you want to protect the space from probably any malicious kind of spirits or entities or energies from that space, and also malicious people from that space. This the kind of protection, that's what you're looking for. Okay, I got it now. Definitely what I would do, to clarify, this is not a space that is dedicated to any one deity, spirit, God. It's just like an open public space where people can, like say a prayer, light a candle. It's not dedicated to any specific spirit or deity or saint or, God. Some saints like Mary. Okay, so I would definitely go with salt. There's a lot of spirits don't like salt. Saints are usually okay with salt, so if you're going to have saints in there, I would salt the whole perimeter. And one of my favorite things to do is the red brick dust. Get the red brick dust, and you mix the red brick dust with the sea salt. And you put that all around, and you're going to have to refresh it periodically, especially after a rain or something. You're going to want to refresh that, but that should definitely keep people with bad intentions and also malicious, malevolent type spirits out that area. So Lazarol, I work with Lazarol. I just worked on him the other night. Yeah, the salt mix it with the brick dust, be a good one. You could also, you're Mexican, is that what you're telling me? The cascarilla, get the cascarilla and powder that up, put that around there too. Cascarilla, good. Yeah, for a public outside space, I don't know how much more I would do than that. Like, you don't want to do too much, just enough to kind of protect the space from malevolent people and spirits and stuff. Yeah, I would do cascarilla, sea salt, red brick dust, mix it all together, and just put it all around everywhere. You could always do the other route with like oils and stuff. Like you could use protection oil, fiery wall oil, stuff like that. It would be outside your fence, so it wouldn't actually be on your property. My property usually ends at the fence line, is what I'm thinking. Because on the property, you could reinforce that with like railroad ties, knives. And when I mean when I'm saying knives, there's a specific way to do property protection with knives. It's not like I'm just going to throw some knives there and it's going to. That's not what it is, because people will take those. It's a different kind of protection. If it's outside your property line, I don't know. I think on the property, my fence is back of it, so it's still your property where this is going to be at. So you definitely don't want that shit. You don't want bad shit coming on your property. That's a definite. You own the property, I'm assuming. It's not like a rental or anything else. So yeah, tie the four corners down with railroad spikes. You do the four corners of your property. I'm not going to get into the knives because that's a whole different ball game. Getting into different traditions there, but I don't know why I thought it as a protection. But yeah. Are you in a Mexican neighborhood, or? I think it's funny too. My entire neighborhood is almost all Mexicans now. Like They have just moved in everywhere. And they love me because I have fresh huevos. I have fresh huevos. They come to my door 3 times a day. Huevos. I know a tiny little bit of Spanish. So yeah, if I can't believe in a Mexican neighborhood that someone is taking flowers from a spiritual space. That's just blowing my mind because I can't even see. Bueno, I can't even see that culture of people taking things from a spiritual space like that. Because usually they know what that is. You follow me? Like, they know what that is. Any homeless people too? Well, why do the homeless people take flowers? I don't know. That's just weird. But, you know, there's a lot of things in life that don't make sense. Yeah, so if it's on your property, I would do railroad ties for each corner. They got to be prepared properly. If you need some, I got them on my website ready to go. Like I said, you can do oils around fiery wall protection, shield armor. You can do all kinds of protection oils. Yeah, as well, we want to protect against people and spirits. So I'd say with the cascarilla, the salt, and the brick dust, you know, that's a multi-level whammy. The brick dust is going to protect against bad people. The salt and cascarilla is going to protect against bad spirits. So that's a triple whammy right there. Like that's a good combo. That's what I would do. And then nail your property down with the railroad spikes just to make sure. And that should actually keep people from stealing stuff. If that's part of your property and you nail the property down, that should keep people from stealing stuff from the property. Do we have any other questions? Yeah, I'm completely surrounded. Completely surrounded. We got a bunch of kids over here. They always kicking their ball over our fence into the chicken yard back here, and they come knocking on the door. And they got one of those they got one little translator things, like tell my husband the ball. They kicked the ball over the fence. Oh Lord, any more questions? I only got 5 of you left, so I can't believe there's not more people in here. You know what I should do? I should shut this down and I should go over to YouTube and go live on there. What do y'all think about that? I think that might be like a much better. I might just do that. High John versus Low John? I mean, they're 2 completely different things. High John is the conqueror, obviously. High John the Conqueror. That's for, as the name states, for conquering, mastery. It's a little dominating. That's a completely different thing. Low John is also called Chewing John. That's usually that's used for court cases. Now, Low John is also called galangal root. Low John has a lot of uses. You can use it. It's used a lot for court cases and legal matters, but it's also used a lot for uncrossing, cleansing. In my personal opinion, while High John is awesome, its uses are limited compared to Low John. Low John has a lot more uses, in my opinion, than High John. They're both very good, they're just very different. Like High John, if you got High John root, it's usually going to be in a nation sack or mojo bag or something like that. It's for luck, mastery, conquering situations, and this and that. Well, Low John's a completely different deal. Sure, yeah. All right, are y'all following me on YouTube? Everybody in here, 5 of you. Are y'all subscribed to my YouTube? Do you follow me on YouTube? Well, I'm thinking I might go over there. All right, one says yes. I might just go over there and see what kind of traffic I can get. Because while I'm very happy that you 5 have stuck with me, we don't have a whole lot of questions. It's kind of me rambling on about dumb shit. What is this stuff that keeps flying by? Something said somebody sent something. So only one of you are on my YouTube? Or is everybody else not talking? Did y'all fall asleep? Did I put you to sleep? Hello, Cassandra Perez. How are you? Yes, you may ask a question. This is not readings, though. I'm not doing readings. This is educational. This is learning, not readings. So ask your question. I could sit down and talk about witchcraft all day. My pendulum gives me the wrong answer. You gotta clean it. Do you have a specific spirit that you're using your pendulum with? That you do your divination with? Is it? No. So you're just wide open. Okay. You gotta clean it, number one. Those things need cleaned, especially if you're wide open and you don't have it attuned to one particular spirit. It's not a stupid question, not at all. A lot of people don't know that these things need cleaned and that they can be hijacked. But all tools are hijackable. They're much less hijackable if you have some specific spirit that you're working with and have that tool attuned to. So for example, I have 2 pendulums that I use quite often. One is for my ancestors, and one is for another spirit that I work with. They each have their own pendulum, and I consecrate it and attune it for them, for those spaces. So that makes it a lot less hijackable. It's not wide open. So without it being attuned to one particular thing, how do you connect them to a specific spirit? Well, first you have to, what is your favorite method of divination to use? First you have to figure out what spirit you want to communicate with, the one that is with you and communicates with you and gives you messages the best. So that is who you would want to, if you want to call it a main guide, a main ancestor, a head Quartz spirit, whatever you want to call it, that's who is probably helping you with your divination, who's moving the pendulum. So you need to consecrate that tool. I don't know if you use a board. I use boards with the pendulum. If you use the board, you need to consecrate the board and the pendulum to that specific spirit. You tell them, nobody else can use this. Only you can use this, and nobody else can use this tool. So ways of consecrating it would be cleansing it with Florida water, holy water, various types of colognes, or something that spirit that you want to attune it to likes. Like if they like rum, you could cleanse it with rum. Then you want to smoke it out with some kind of incense that will empower it. So like dragon's blood, copal, myrrh, frankincense, any of these will work. And while it's doing that, you're going to speak to that spirit and you'll be like, look, this is your tool. Nobody else can use this tool. Then you can follow it up with like a protection oil, so that keeps it from being less hijackable. And to cleanse it, and even consecrated tools are hijackable, believe me. They are still hijackable. It just makes it far less likely for them to be hijacked. So to cleanse your tools, you're going to use camphor. I put mine, I have like a little cauldron that I burn my camphor in. I'll light a charcoal, put the camphor in, and then I'll put a screen, like a piece of screen that I cut out. I'll put it over top of it, and I'll just plop the pendulum on top of the screen and let that camphor clean that thing out. I do it with the board too. I'll put the board right on top and let the camphor smoke all around it and cleanse it. That is a almost surefire way to cleanse any kind of divination tool. Camphor is usually going to do the trick. Now another thing you want to do is once you get your tool attuned to whatever spirit that's using the tool to communicate, you need to come up with verifier questions for that spirit. So you know that it's that spirit. And it needs to be questions that only you and that spirit would know. So for example, I use one with my ancestors. One of my questions, my verifier questions, is the name of my main ancestor. So what I do, if I think my board has been hijacked, I'll start asking questions. And what I do is I throw out wrong answers. I'll be like, is this your name? And I'll give a wrong name. And if they say yes, then I know for a fact that that tool has been hijacked, and I immediately put it down and go cleanse it. I usually run through 4 or 5 different questions and make sure that they got each and every one of them right. And if they get them right, then I know that I'm talking to my people. I know I'm talking to my ancestors. There's no other entity is going to know the answers to these questions. So that's, again, like I was talking about earlier, I was talking about discernment. So verifiable questions is a very good way to start learning discernment and who you're talking to. So if your shit is giving you wrong answers and you know they're wrong answers, then 1, it needs to be cleansed. 2, you need to figure out what spirit it is that is using that tool to communicate with you. And then you need to consecrate and cleanse that tool to that spirit. Okay. Okay, I answered that. What is your favorite method of divination to use? Oh, I have a lot of methods. Probably a pendulum. I love pendulums. Different methods for different things. If I need quick answers, for sure, quick answers, pendulums, you can't beat them. Yes, no, quick answers right there. If you want something a little more in depth, I love scrying. I'm not the best at it, but I do like it. I have other methods. I have methods that are specific to the ATRs I'm initiated in. I used runes for many years. I always loved my runes. My runes were great. They were never wrong. I recently bought a tarot deck, which I've kind of been fiddling around with that, and it's very good. The answers are spot on. Of course they would be, but it's just I feel like it's kind of, maybe it won't be because I just got it and I'm like, it's new to me, but to me it seems like it's a little difficult. While it is correct and on point, I'm still, when I draw a card, I got to look up, what does this card mean? Sometimes I can figure out what they mean just by looking at the card, but a lot of times, especially with the minor suits and stuff, I'm still looking them up and everything, but they're accurate. They have been spot on. Everything that I've done with them, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite methods because I don't know it yet, but it's working. You use your headphone? What do you mean you use your headphone? How can I protect me and kid? What are you trying to protect from? Do you know the easiest foolproof method? Do I know the easiest foolproof method of what? Of what? Carlin's champagne. What are you trying to protect from? Are you trying to protect from people? Like bad people? Or bad spirits? two different kinds of protection. What are you trying? Are you just trying to be protected from misfortune and accidents? Like, what are you trying to be from negative and evil energy? The both. You want to protect from people and spirits. Let me get a drink. Okay, so you missed about 20 minutes ago. I gave a great protection for spirit and people in one shebang. Get you some sea salt, some red brick dust, and some cascarilla. Powder it all up, mix it all together, throw that shit in front of your doors and your windowsills, put it all around your property and stuff, and that will protect your home from bad people and bad spirits. It's like a double whammy there. There's a million different things you can do for protection. You can wear things, you can carry things, you can anoint yourself with different oils. Like, there's all kinds of things you can do for protection. Red brick and what? Red brick dust, sea salt, and cascarilla. Cascarilla is powdered eggshells. Mix that all together, powder it up, and put that shit in front of your doors and your windowsills. You can put it outside around your house. Put it in your porch. Put it on your porch, on your stairs. Put it all over the place. It's gonna keep that shit. Bad people and bad spirits. Keep them out. Yeah, that's a really good one. You got it all in one shebang. You got all kinds of protect from all that shit. There isn't a whole lot that could get past that stuff. At least physically, If it's at your door, it ain't getting past that stuff. Anything that means you harm. Well, that's the other thing too. When you lay it down, you got to lay it down with the thought, with the intention that you want to protect. When I throw down protection, or when I do protection, my little spiel, in one way or another, is protect I could say protect my home. If I'm laying it, at the door and the windows, I'll say protect my home from all enemies, seen and unseen, known and unknown, both physical and spiritual. Boom. Throw that shit down. What to wear? Oh, God. There's a million different things. You can wear one of these. You can, get some jewelry fixed for you that you can wear. It depends what faith you follow, too. You can wear rosaries. You can get saint medallions for protection. There's all kinds of things that you can wear and do. There's a million ways to protect. 1,000,001. 1,000,001. You can carry you can carry a sack. You can sew stuff in your clothes for protection. You can carry mercury dimes. You can wear an anklet with mercury dime on it. That's a great protection. All kinds of stuff. You can put Indian head quarters or nickels. Sorry, buffalo nickels. Indian head buffalo nickels. You can put those above your door frame. They'll keep watch, protect your house. There's a million. You can carry them. And a million and one ways for protection. Hey, Mariah Merhez. I probably butchered your name. I'm terrible with names. Y'all don't know that by now. See, and as soon as I said this is protection, there's all kinds of things that you can wear and do 1,000,001 ways. Myrrh, that's what, myrrh, like the incense. That's what myrrh is. That's what I read it as. Like the incense. See, now look, I was just saying I was going to get off of here and pop over on YouTube and go live, and now a bunch of people are coming in with questions. Of course. I had a dream where I was picking up dreadlocks cut off, then in Haiti, getting a haircut. Meaning? Do you have dreadlocks? Like, that'd be a really weird dream if you don't. You don't have dreadlocks, but does Haiti have any specific meaning to you? Like, how do you know it was Haiti? Unless you've been there. Hair is a very spiritual thing in and of itself. Dreadlocks are so many things, but they said the flag. Traditionally, hair, any kind of hair, not just dreadlocks, but hair, it represents our connection to spirit, our connection to the earth. Hair represents strength. Like, as even if you think about the Bible stories of Samson when they cut his hair off and he lost his strength, and there was another one. Was it Hercules or something that cut his hair and he lost his strength? There's a couple stories about hair getting cut off and they lose their superhuman strength or whatever they had. That hair is representative of a lot of things. So it's strength, it's connection to spirit. A lot of people consider hair antennas, like it's our antennas to spirit, and this is like why indigenous peoples would always grow their hair very long, because that was their antennas, their connection to spirit, connection to the earth, and all that. But dreadlocks in particular, there's a lot of theories about something, but they can sometimes represent snakes. Sometimes they are equated with Medusa and the snakes, the head of snakes that she had. I mean, I'm not a dream interpreter by any means. Like, this is not one of my skill sets or anything. I'm not very good at it. But if I had a dream like that, I would think that my connection was being cut off. Like, I was cut off from spirit, cut off from connection to the earth. My antennas were cut off. That's what I would perceive a dream like that to mean. So, like, it's either you're cut off or somebody else is trying to cut you off from those connections. Again, it's not like, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Yeah, it's not like my thing, but that's if I had that dream, that's what I would think it would be. Cat teeth, cat claws, cat shedding. What about it? I am not connected. They showed me the flag. Hair has a lot more use for sense for the body than what is it. Hair is very important. Very, very. I mean, there's a lot of superstitions about hair, too. Like, I was always told when I was growing up to never brush your hair outside. Don't comb your hair or brush your hair outside, because if a bird got your hair and put it in a nest, you would go crazy. It would drive you insane. It's like we were always taught not to comb or brush our hair outside, or don't ever leave our hair outside. And if you're a witch, like, you know how important your hair is. Before I had dreadlocks, which was a really long time ago, if I went and got a haircut, that hair went home with me. I'd sweep that floor myself, and I would put my hair in a bag and I would take it home, because goddamn, nobody's getting my hair. Nobody's getting my fucking hair. That's one. I have dreadlocks for many, many, many reasons, but that's one of the reasons, because this keeps my hair on my head. Nobody is getting my hair, because my hair isn't going anywhere. Never thought of it as antenna. I am native. That's why I know that part of it. Okay. That makes, yes. Many cultures have lots of spiritual beliefs and superstitions about hair. See, I keep getting these things. Content sent to TikTok. I don't know. I keep getting these weird banners and, like, things are flying by. I don't know what's going on. What are your thoughts on love spells? It seems like a lot of practitioners don't like them. I mean, I'm really, 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 really good at them, so I don't do them. I always tell anybody that comes to me and wants me to do a love spell, it's gonna cost you like at least $2-3 grand, because I don't want to fucking do it. But I'm really fucking good at it. Personally, my personal opinion on love spells is there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a love spell, because any love spell is domination, which is fine. I have nothing against that. That's what you want to do. Go do that shit. But don't call it love. Don't call it a love spell, because that's not what it is. It's domination. Plain and simple. All love spells are domination. The only true love spell is attraction work. Attraction work, you put it out there and you're trying to draw love in, you're trying to pull love into you, you don't have a target, you're just putting it out in the fucking universe, that you're open for this, energy, this love energy to come into your life and a relationship or whatever. That is the only thing I would consider real love work. Anything else, if you got a target and all that is domination, no problem. Just call it what it is. Don't call it love, because that's not love. That's domination. There were someone else's, they were someone else's dreadlocks. You were picking them up. Well, the same thing, but pertaining to the other person, and I would say they were cut off or somebody cut them off, one or the other. Like their connection. Hello, Starshay? Baby cat teeth from my cat. Cat claw exoskeleton can be used for any workings, your opinion. Definitely protection. Definitely protection. Claws, teeth, fuck yeah, protection. I have a cat skull that I have perched at my back door for protection. That cat's gonna attack anything that comes in that back door. Cat claw. There's even a plant called cat's claw that's always been for protection. So, cat teeth and claws definitely protection. There are spells with cat claws. I mean, yeah, you can make any kind of protection spell and put cat claws in it. I mean, absolutely, you can make a bag, like a nation sack or gree or mojo, whatever you want to call it. Make a protection, and you can put the claws in there. All kind of shit. Starshy, okay. I'm really bad with names. really bad with names. I'm gonna butcher every single one of y'all's names that come in here. Voodoo baby keeps leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back. Because they're bored and they go look at somebody else and then they go, well, let me go back and see what they're talking about now. Yeah, so there's even a plant. There's a literal plant called cat's claw. It's always been used for protection. Anything with claws and teeth is protection, period. What's a truth spell? I mean, that's to get somebody to speak truth. I make an oil that's very good at that. Yeah, sorry it keeps sliding down, laying in bed and watching. Oh, everybody gonna be falling asleep here on me. I'm wide the fuck awake. One night I don't have anything to do. I come to spend my time with you. I know that the universe kept telling me, keep his teeth and claws exoskeleton. Yeah, protection, absolutely. That oil is the bomb I use. Oh, tell us the story. You use my truth oil? Tell the story. The website is primitiverootsconjure.com. I want to hear the story about how the oil works. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, especially animal, again, when we're using animal parts in our work, correlate it with what it does for the animal, right? So a cat uses his teeth and claws to protect itself, to attack, to, that's what they're for. So that's what they're good for when you're using them in work. Bass head? Did you mean bats? I think you meant bat. Yeah, bat. That video almost got me fucking... Y'all have seen the video I did with the bat's heart? And everybody went nuts on witch talk. It was one of my first videos that I did. My ex was being shady. I felt like he was not being honest about him wanting to go to Kansas City. That's where I moved from, Kansas City. I lived there for damn near 10 years. I hated it. I laid it on his sink handle and there's another woman, hence why he's an ex. He moved to KC now. Oh my God. Sweet. I told y'all that oil is the bomb. What was that other question? Cat definitely has my back. Gift from the universe, and absolutely. That's the skull I got at my doors. Teeth protection. But that cat got my back because it was a stray that we fed for like 9, 10 years till she died. So like, she ain't gonna leave us. She's gonna protect the house. We fed for like 9, 10 years till she died. So like, she ain't gonna leave us. She's gonna protect the house. So yeah, one of my very first videos on TikTok, I was doing Superstition, Appalachian Superstition. And I did one Superstition about bats. And that you could, so there's a couple, there's one where you rub the heart of a bat on your gun. And it'll never miss. It'll hit whatever you aim it at, which, I mean, like basically you could shoot your gun up in the air and the target you wanted to hit, the bullet's going to go fucking find it. Like that's the premise. And the premise is because bats see in the dark, with the sonar, they're blind, but they can see everything. So if you rub the bat heart on your gun, it's going to hit whatever it's aimed at. Okay, that's Superstition. Now there's another one with gambling. You can, with a red silk string now, you tie that bat heart to your right, I think it's your right, is it left or, it's your right. You tie it to your right forearm with a red silk string, and you can't lose at cards, or gambling, or whatever you're doing with your hands, gambling, playing slots, or whatever the fuck you're doing, you can't lose. Oh my God, that video got me so much bullshit. It was like, oh, you're going to kill bats and they're endangered. And I'm like, I didn't tell anybody to do any of this shit. It's a fucking superstition. Like, what part of Superstition did you not understand? Oh my God, I got so much shit. I got so much shit on TikTok. People are making videos about me and duetting and stitching or whatever they do. Oh my God. Yeah, I think that was one of the ones that helped get me famous because so many people went off about that video. Lord have mercy. Picked up off the side of the road in South Carolina. I feel like a lot of witch talk are disconnected, ignorant of the origins of witch. Of course they are. Of course they are. I have seen this from my Sutton Appalachian kinfolk. See? I'm telling you. Is the heart a herb or it's an animal. Like a literal bat's heart. Yeah. I thought it was a name for a plant. No, we're talking about the literal heart of the bat. That's the Superstition. There are some plants named after bats, like batwing and I don't know. There's a couple of them, but no, we're talking about the heart of a bat, like a literal bat. That's the Superstition. Don't y'all go out and kill bats to get their hearts. It's a superstition. Lord, I probably can't. I shouldn't even be saying that K word on a live because they're probably going to get me bit. I need to say, don't go unalive a bat for its heart. This app is so fucking funny, man. I've seen people, you know what? I'm surprised I haven't been blocked already because of that fire. I've seen people having to put on their videos that the fire in their videos is fake so they don't get fucking banned and locked down. I am shocked. I'm still on live with a fire behind me. Dropping the fork on the floor while eating? I'm not familiar with that while eating. I know there is superstitions about dropping silverware, but not while you're eating, just in general. Um, God, y'all are gonna make me think. I think if you drop a spoon, uh, a woman visitor will be coming, and if you drop a fork, a male visitor will be coming. Um, there was another one with the butter knife. What was that? I think it was if you drop the butter knife, that it's when it lands, it's going to point to something that you lost. Something like along them lines. So I gotta make me put my thinking cap on. You don't waste any part of any animal. Bad luck. Great grandmother told me that. That's very true. Good practice. Why can't you have a fire that's nutty? I don't know, but I've seen like several videos have to put a disclaimer on their videos that the fire in the video is fake. Like, even if it's like a candle or something, like they have to put fake fire or something, or else their videos are getting banned. Like, I don't even know. Company is coming. Yes, yes, yes. Death in the family. Death is butter knife? Is that what it is? I knew there was one with the butter knife. Y'all have no idea how much information I have in this brain. I gotta like find one specific one on the spot. Sometimes I can't find it. I hear doggy. Yes, there's 3 of them, which are supposed to be sleeping dogs. See now, Conrad sent TikTok universe diamond to cow. What? What is that? I don't know what these things are. So weird. Okay, I watch a glass blower that has fire going, but he has to watch what he's making or gets banned. Yeah, I was in it. This fake fire thing. I've just recently been seeing it, so I don't know if they put a new rule out there or something new in the algorithm that's like doing something to videos with fire in them or what. But I shouldn't even have said the K word. That might get I might not be able to get the replay on this to upload onto YouTube because I said the K word. So much my brain is clogged. My great grandparents. Oh, I have seen those red banners. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm telling you, like I never seen them on live. That's new. This thing in the corner where it's like tips for going live, new year, new show thing that's flashing back and forth. That's new. I don't know what that is. Shit. Is everybody here subscribed to my YouTube? I know Voodoo is. I went and looked at your shop. I am impressed. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad somebody's impressed. I've been doing this a long time. You just subscribed to YouTube, Twinkle? Okay, so I think I'm going to take this live over to YouTube. The YouTube is Primitive Roots. It's either Primitive Roots or Primitive Roots Conjure on YouTube. If you look at Primitive Roots on YouTube, you're gonna fucking find it. If you, for some reason, you can't find it, if you go on my page, profile, whatever on TikTok, there's a Linktree link or something. Is that what it's called? Linktree? And there's a link in there to my YouTube channel, to my Facebook, to my Twitter, to my Instagram, to, all that shit. So I'm gonna shut this down for a minute, and I'm going to go over to YouTube, and we will see if we can get more people with more questions over on YouTube. So thank y'all for coming here. If y'all just want to go to bed because I'm boring, I'll see y'all later. If not, follow me over on YouTube. I'll be there in like 5 minutes. Shit. How do I end this thing? Ah. Fucking TikTok.